Hey guys, if you like this content, I would greatly appreciate it if you guys like the video and subscribed to my channel. It helps make these videos worth it going forward. What's up guys, Altcoin Sherpa here with a crypto market review. As always, this is not financial advice. I am not an expert, do your own research. Today I want to review some altcoins, so let's just get to it. This is LTC. LTC has done really well over the last few weeks. You've seen some really nice moves overall. The levels to me seem pretty clear. I think that you could maybe use this entire type of price action that we've seen over the last several months as this sort of choppy I'm hesitant to say accumulation, but in general, like this type of price action is pretty congruent for a short-term bottom. And I'm not saying this is the high time frame bottom by any means, but I think that this type of price action where you see it come down and then just chop around and not a whole lot going on, this usually means, in my opinion, that we're going to see some sort of short-term bottom. And I wouldn't actually really be surprised if this actually topped out around $100. And there are a few resistance areas still to clear. We saw this current, this past area established back in May. This consolidation event in May 21st. This high was not broken around $75. We saw price recently break up, test it, and it's currently still testing it as a high. 200-day EMA, this red line, is currently holding as support. So yeah, I mean, as of right now, I actually do believe that something like $97 to $100 is probably the next area up. Would like to see this current area hold though. Something like this, and then maybe comes back down, and then maybe we just go lower at that point. I have no idea, but yeah, that's kind of what I'm viewing. And I still think actually this is bullish until this recent low around $60 is taken out. So if this area gets taken out altogether, then I think that then it's probably just going back within this overall range. And it's also still possible that this current price action is just a deviation and price is just going to go back within this range. You can see that there's a lot of volume transacted between $50 and $65. This could just if this does just break lower, then I expect it just to go all the way back down to $62 or so. So yeah, I wouldn't really want to see this current level get lost. The 200-day EMA should provide some support though, around $70 or so, $68. Generally speaking, if you see some sort of interaction with the 200 EMA, as you saw back in November 6th, price spiked up, tapped it, broke down, and then now it's going back higher. The 200-day EMA should provide some support at $68. So don't really want to see this low get violated around $63, but overall I still believe this is probably going to go to $100 or so for the next move. Let's go to Dogecoin. Dogecoin has had a lot of really nice moves lately. I think that it's hard to say where this is really headed, to be frank and honest with you. I think that ultimately 11 cents is probably 11.3 or I'm sorry, 11.3. This looks like it's likely to come. And I know that's not saying something crazy because price is already not that far away from there. It's 10% away. That's nothing by Dogecoin standards, but it still looks okay to me overall. I'm not really sure. It's not super clear though. With that said, I don't think this is really a must-buy situation or anything like that. An Elon tweet can actually send this thing all the way up to 15 cents, and I think it's mostly to the upside because Elon is going to be a big driver for these types of events and these types of big moves. So assuming that price just spikes up with an Elon tweet, but ultimately I wouldn't be surprised if it goes to this cluster from around 11 cents to 13 or 14 cents, just because there's a lot of volume transaction with that area. And when it does go within this consolidation area, it's going to be a little bit hard to find targets. Yeah, this 13.2 area is a target, but this overall price action is very choppy and it's not super clean to me. So maybe we see another dip down and then we move up and then come down. like I'd really want to see acceptance within this 11 or 11.2 to 13 area before I actually think that it's going to stay there. Like there's a lot of volume transacted in this area, and I do think that this is probably going to be resistance. But again, this chart isn't super clear to me, and wouldn't really want to buy any sort of dip right now. Just too many unknowns. It's not very clear. Let's look at which other one I want. Doge. Oh, I want Ape coin. Ape looks great to me. There's two scenarios I'm viewing. I believe that currently price is at resistance. You can see that this area was support all throughout this period, and then price broke down, and now it's currently should act as resistance. And if it does break up, then I think that like the low fives, 513 or something, is probably the next level up. Usually these long wicks provide some good SR levels, and I think this is no exception. You can see that price came back up to it even many months later, and it broke down. But I think it's likely that price probably pulls back here. I think that maybe going back down to $3 would be an interesting area. However, there is staking coming online, so I think that maybe it's just gonna keep going higher. I don't know. Maybe like this will just keep bullishly going up, and then we'll see a strong retrace. If this goes all the way up to $5 without any pullback, then you can be assured that there's going to be a massive pullback coming. Maybe not massive, but like 20% or more. So like, you know, something like this would like make sense to me. Like if it goes up to like 520 and then it retraces all the way back down to the 4s, that would make a lot of sense to me, or even lower. Like if you are a long-term believer in Ape coin, then you probably want it to start pulling back now, but I'm not going to buy this personally. It's at resistance, in my opinion. I think that it still looks pretty good, but I'm not going to buy it myself. As I said, I will be looking to buy a dip, but the dip might have already come on that big move down on the 28th, where price blitzed down. This overall price action, it was an SR flip, and you can look at all the EMAs too. Tap some of these EMAs, and is going up higher. So it still looks pretty good, but again, not really buying here. Looking for a dip, probably looking around like the maybe mid 3s or something, and you can throw a fib out there, and it probably is going to give you some sort of entries. Link, I am looking at Link next. Link, I think, looks very good. I am very tempted to buy this one. I think on high time frame charts, this just looks great. I mean, it's been chopping around for 200 days. 200-day EMA is almost all reset. 100, all these other EMAs are all reset with price. I just think it looks great. Like I think that like you can just buy this one and just like let it sit. Nothing really to say about this. This type of trade would be a longer term one though. Like you just buy and hold it, and then you just don't expect it to do a whole lot. And it could be like another few months, honestly, before it moves. But I do believe that after it accumulates for this long, I think that you just buy it and let it rip, and just take the 50% that it's going to come. Like I wouldn't be surprised at all. Like, you know, say you buy it here, like buying. Like I think it certainly hits the range high around $9. And after that, like I would project it to hit like the 13s or so. That's kind of the area that I would look for. But I think it still looks pretty solid, in my opinion. So yeah, Link would be a great inactive trade. Let's just briefly look at BNB. I think BNB looks pretty reasonable, but I don't know. I mean, the EMAs are all resetting right now. 200-day EMA. You can see this area around 320 acted as a resistance several times. And it shows up a little bit better on the higher time frame charts, where, you know, big support level, September 21st, again, support level, resistance as price nukes lower, resistance again in August, and price broke above there, but in the recent move in November, but it couldn't hold above and then broke down, and now it's kind of retesting that area again. So would really like to see 320 get broken and held above, and in that case, you know, 350 to 400 would be like my next levels up. But overall, like I still think that BNB is a pretty good solid coin to really consider for the next run, just because it's like one of the quote unquote safe coins, in the sense that you know, BNB outperformed pretty much everything in the last bear market in 2018, 2019, and generally speaking, like, exchanges should be decent safe havens. We've obviously not seen that the last few months, but Binance really doesn't have any strong competitors at this point. It's got like all the volume. It's got all these. It's like this. It's one of the safest places to be, probably. But you never really know. Like, obviously, like, don't trust exchanges with all your money. So I still think that BNB looks pretty reasonable, and but like, again, not necessarily buying exactly at this area. But you know, it's still a pretty good scalping vehicle because it has good liquidity and everything else. But those are some overall thoughts on altcoins, and thanks guys for the support. Hopefully you enjoyed this video.